Good morning, class. This is Davina from the Natural Remedies Kitchen. Just want to say welcome to those who will be watching the video and will be following through doing their presentation. I will be demonstrating for you a mayonnaise as well as the tuna and mayo and then a bread. They'll be done nonetheless on 3 separate videos. So the first video that we are going to do is the mayonnaise. All right. And then we're going to put the mayonnaise in the fridge so that it can set nicely to go mix in with the tuna and mayo, the tuna mayo. All right, so I'll set this camera from above and I'm hoping that you are hearing me clearly from the other camera. This camera from here gives you a good view of my workstation. Let me see if there's a way I could get it to go sideways. Yeah. All right, I'll be working from right here. So mayonnaise. We're going to be making our mayonnaise with tofu. So here I've got 1 block of tofu. And I'm just going to cut it up a bit to go into the blender. So this is just cutting for the blender's sake. And I am making, as you can see, a reasonable amount of, this is about 1 pound of tofu, by the way. And I'll be using about 1 cup of soy milk with that. If you have coconut milk, you can use coconut milk. If you have coconut jelly, you can use coconut jelly as well in it. You could also put your nuts and your seeds in it if you wish. Well, however, you would need to soak or boil all your seeds and your nuts first, just to ensure that you get a nice, creamy, smooth consistency. So here I'm going to go for 1 cup of milk. And what I will do, I will add half of this cup of milk first. And then I'm going to blend and see how creamy I can get this. So I have added a little more. I will use my spatula to just make sure this is looking good. Very good at the moment. So I will show you shortly, but I need to still scrape down the sides to get the sides in. So let's just bring you down from up here. Okay.
Are you
That looks good already. Now I will add some oil to this and some salt, a little bit of flavoring. So to this, I'm adding a little piece of onion powder. So as it blends, it will separate. I'm adding a little bit of fresh garlic. I'm adding a little bit of white onion. I'm adding a little bit of mixed herb. So I've got oregano and basil here. I'm going to add some salt. And I'm going to add some egg salt. Right? So I'm going to add about a quarter teaspoon of the black egg salt. Ideally, you want to add salt to flavor. I'm going to blend again. I will just taste that to make sure that I have the flavor I'm looking for before I add the oil. This is good. Creamy and nice enough. Maybe it could take a little bit more salt, but a little bit more garlic. So that would be approximately 2 garlic there I've just added. Now I'm gonna add a little olive oil. I'm actually not adding it to the blender, I'm just adding it to the measuring cup. So I've measured out here a quarter cup of olive oil. Right, so quarter cup of olive oil. Oh, and it needs a little bit more salt. Oops. Let me just get a little bit more of the eggy salt in. So let's say I've added about a half a teaspoon of black Himalayan salt, about a half a teaspoon. And I'm now going to blend again, and then I'm going to pour the oil from the top. sounds good. Let's see what I have here. Nice and silky. Looks good. So that's my mayo. I'm going to pour it out in a bowl. I will taste to make sure that I'm satisfied with it. It's good. Good. You might be wondering, what happened to the lime juice? I'm not going to add any lime juice to it as yet, but I will add the lime juice to the mixture when I'm making the tuna and the mayo. Let's make sure that you are nice and thick. And as I said, you could have added some cashew nuts to this or sunflower seeds. However, you would need to soak them beforehand and get rid of 99% of the water. You would want to blend them with as little liquid as possible. So what I would do, I would blend them with the tofu or start the process first with them and then add the tofu, right? But you want to get them as soft as possible. And I would use the plant-based milk. Again, you could use coconut milk. You could use also coconut cream. All right. It's always very hard to clean out a blender, and it's just so painstaking to see that you have to wash this blender out with so much stuff in it. Saw a friend recently at a health fair, just put her salad in the blender to get out all the dressing. And I thought, good idea. And she makes the salad up and then put it on her plate. All right, there goes. I will give up at this stage. Bear with me a moment. Okay, so here we go. This is our menu. This is our mayo. Let's get it close to here. This is our mayo. It looks good. So from whichever camera you're seeing, here it is. Looks really good. All right, so I will set this now. I will cover this and I will put it in the fridge. And leave it there for a bit. She's coming. Yes. Okay, so we'll put the blender aside. All right, so that is our mayo made. Now we have here our chickpeas. And in the next lesson, we will end this recording and we will restart a new recording so you don't have to watch one video that is too long. We're now going to do our chickpeas, what we call tuna mayo, C-H-U-N-A, tuna mayo, which is an imitation of the tuna and mayonnaise mixture or spread that normally goes, sometimes we use it in sandwiches or on salads or with breads, etc.